growing up, I'd watch this movie with my mother and my godparents, and it stood out to me. And I think that has a hidden message in it, even relevant to today. And that movie is The Imitation of Life. And just by that title alone, it should wake up something within you. Because to be honest, in today's world, that's what people are doing. They're imitating life. They're not the real thing, and there's a yearn for authenticity. Uh, so, welcome to my channel, Alchemy Fitness, where we transfer from lead to gold, and where we delve not just into fitness to transfer you to become better in fitness, but just in all aspects of your life. Because we want to build better people as well. All right. So this video today or topic, we're going to talk about authenticity. And when you be real with yourself and authentic with yourself, that's when the world around you becomes a little bit better. So, once again, I got my notes in front of me. All right. So be patient. I hope you guys liked it. All right. So, we see it every day. People imitate what they want to become instead of actually being it. Whether it's in the gym with the selfies, people pretending they doing workouts, but they actually just filming like a quarter or just that post right there to act like they're really working out intensely or doing said exercise, but they're really full of shit. You know what I'm saying? All the motivational videos, they pretend to wake up early. They don't train when they're tired. They're really not about that life. You know what I'm saying? So this is where people are misled. And I always talk about social media and how it's a tool, but sometimes with one man's tool, it can lead to another person's weapon, where it can be destructive and also give the misinformation out there to the people. But to be honest, real transformation it requires real commitment, and that's being honest with yourself. Not no performances, not for the appearance, no illusions, just real work. And I think that's what's missing, especially in the space of fitness as well. You also hear about people talking about they natty or not. I really don't care personally, but if you're not, just keep it a buck with yourself. Or people getting surgeries and pretend they got their body from actually doing the work, and in reality they didn't. That's false. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit basically. Just keep it a buck and be like, yo, I didn't do it this way, but now I got my body done. I'm trying to maintain it. Or no, I'm not natural. I use enhancements, but I still train intensely. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be more palatable if people were more honest with themselves. You know what I mean? So that's just me. You know what I mean? But everybody wants the body, but very few people wants the life that produces it. There's a saying out here growing up: everybody wants the crown, but nobody want to pick up their cross. Or they know my glory, but they don't know my story. You see, so the it goes back to the iceberg effect, where a lot of it is underneath the hard work, the dedication, the sacrifice, just for that little bit of amount of success to be at the top. But the reason why it's like that, because that is the foundation. You definitely don't want to build your foundation on sand. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to put in that work. And then once you put in that work, it's more easier to be in certain spaces, right? Because you're showing up as yourself. There's no fronting, there's no cameras there. It's just you, and you lead with yourself in all aspects of life, not just in fitness as well. All right, and that's the beautiful thing about the process. I even did a video when I spoke about the importance of why strength training builds character. Because oftentimes, I have a lot of clients who are predominantly female or women, pardon me, where they're like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna go under the knife. But I keep telling them, that's cool if that's what you desire to do. But there's an aspect of it that you're missing, right? You're missing the steps. So instead of you going A to Z, you got to get to B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Because that's what really makes who you are. And when you get to the end, that what makes it more rewarding. All right. And then that's being authentic. And by being authentic, that's where you build real power from. You see what I'm saying? So that's when it comes to fitness, it really exposes who you are. You see, each rep, each set, it's all about your intentions and where you're trying to go and what you're trying to be, and that's the mirror. I did videos too. Shout out to C Boogie where he talks about mirror talk, and I did a version of that as well. When you're looking in that mirror and you're lifting that weight, you're seeing you for you. No smoke, no smoke, no smoke in mirrors, right? No smoke. You're looking past the illusions and looking yourself in the eye, in the face, defining who you are and who you want to become. But it starts with being honest with who you are. You know, it's like when I do clients and we have to do their weight. Some of them want to do that because they don't want to see themselves. But I keep telling them this is the North Star. If you don't know where you're going, you have in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you are. And once they understand that concept, then they start to come to reality like, yo, I need your help. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. But you have to be honest with yourself. All right. And this is part of your identity as well. You see? And everybody wants to be someone else. Be yourself. You know, become one with who you are and accept that truth. You know, in the Holy Quran, since it is the month of Ramadan, it says that Allah created the heavens or the universe, the heavens, earth with truth. And that's profound. And when you think about it, so that's, but it's honest with himself is first, and then he's able from himself create the world that he desires. And we can do the same thing as well. All right. So when it comes from eating right, training, getting your sleep, all that plays a part, right? You don't want to start imitating the habits. You want to become what you're doing. All right. So be, and it is. All right. So if we ask ourselves a real question, are you actually living the life that you're supposed to, or you're performing it? Or are you an actor on the screen of life and the play of life, or are you actually living it, like embodying it? You see what I'm saying? Are you being disciplined for real? Are you getting in your training properly? Are you moving with intention? And like I said, these principles here also can not just stop at fitness, but in all aspects of our lives. All right. So you have to ask yourself that. And what about your commitment and the image of commitment? How committed are you to that? And if so, are you willing to make that type of change? Or are you putting that work to make that change to get a different result, or the result that you desire? All right. And that's how you become that person that you want to produce that change. All right. So when it comes to fitness, real fitness is not just about aesthetics, it's about identity. And that's what it really is, a paradigm shift. But it starts from you being who you are, accepting who you are and moving differently to become a better person, right? So it says put on that new man, right? The new man's off after the new thinking of a new world. So once you start thinking differently, you act differently, you start to live differently, and your lifestyle starts to be aligned with who you are and what you're trying to become. I told you this year for my company, Alchemy Fitness, is all about alignment. We're not forcing anything. This is how we do it. Yes, it's going to be challenging. However, it can be done. It all starts with you. All right. So let us stop fronting, like we say, stop half stepping, or start living a lie and start living, being our authentic self to get the desires or results we want. Because at the end of the day, you want to keep it real. And in the process of you becoming more real with yourself, it's going to start scaring off some people because a lot of us live a lie. It just happens like that. But those who you would resonate with will come around. You start attracting things to you. Trust me, ask me how I know. So let's stop imitating life and start living life how it's supposed to be by being our authentic self. Hope this resonated with you. If you like it, like, comment, and subscribe. Share it to someone that you think this may benefit from. And if you're looking for a program to get you to your best self in the most authentic way, an efficient way as possible, click the link in my description. See if we can work together. And I also do macronutrient coaching as well. All right. So this is Alchemy Fitness signing off, where we transferring from lead to gold. Train hard, train smart, train safe. Peace.